Hey there everybody, my name is Carl Siegfried Reyes, here to explain some of the most essential SQL queries. First up, we have the create table query. With this query, you can define the columns, their data types, and any constraint you want. In example, this code here creates a table which is named rooms. And executing the code creates the table in your database. Next on the list is the insert into statement. With this, you can add new rows to your table. Just specify the values that you want inserted into the tables, and there you go. To make sure the code works, we select from the guess, and here it is. Now let's talk about update query. This command allows you to modify existing rows in your table. It's like giving your data a makeover. You can change values, tweak column, and make it look just the way you want. And there you go. Of course, where there's an update, there's also a delete. This query lets you remove unwanted rows from your table. This code here keeps your database clean and tidy. Now, when you are making changes to your database, you might want to consider using the commit, rollback, and save point commands. Commit saves all your changes permanently, like locking them in. Rollback undoes all the changes made since the last commit, like hitting the undo button. And save point lets you set checkpoints in your changes, so you can roll back to a specific point if needed. It's like having a time travel powers for your SQL. Now let's run the command. Now let's talk about drop. This powerful keyword allows you to say goodbye to tables or other objects in your database. It's like waving a magic hand and poof, the object disappears leaving no trace. Now onto the select part. The select query allows you to retrieve data from your table. And when you add asterisk after select, you're saying give me everything. It's like opening all of the information regarding the table. Like so. But sometimes you want to be more specific. That's where the select query comes in. With this, you can choose which columns you want to retrieve, giving you more control over your data selection. Now let's run this command. Oh, and also the like query. This one is also about finding patterns in your data. You can use this to search for specific strings or character in a column. Now, in the order by clause, it arranges the result in either ascending or descending order. Now, with the group by clause, this allows you to group rows based on specific columns. It's like throwing a big SQL bash and gathering similar rows together. Now the next thing is the having clause. It is like a bouncer at the SQL party. It filters out rows based on certain conditions, letting only some of the data stay. Now when you want only unique values, the distinct keyword comes into play. It removes any duplicates from your result set, giving you a fresh and clean list. Now, when you need to combine multiple conditions, you can rely on the and or operator. It is like a strict rule on whether they want to accept one or more requirements. There it is. Now, for the division, the division command retrieves the database with whatever you decide it to be divided with. Now the count here is to count the number of rows that matches a condition. In this instance, it retrieves the number of rooms. Now the max and min methods is to retrieve the extreme of both ends. In this part, it retrieves the maximum price from the room table, while this part here retrieves the lowest price from the rooms. And when you want to know the average value, average comes to the rescue. It calculates the mean of a column, giving you that sweet spot. It's like finding the perfect balance in your data. And when you want to add up the values, sum is your go-to buddy. It adds everything up, giving you the grand total. It's like tallying up your Shopee spree, but with numbers instead of price tags. Now sometimes, numbers need a little polishing. That's where round steps in. It rounds a numeric value to a specified number of decimal places. It's like giving your data a fancy makeover, making it look neat and tidy. Now for the inner join tables. The inner join is like a matchmaker, bringing together rows that match in both tables. It's like finding the perfect pair in a sea of possibilities. But what if you want to keep all the rows from one table, regardless of matches? That's where the left join shines. It's like being the life of the party, inviting everyone from the left table and pairing up with the matching guest from the right table. And of course, for the right table, the right join comes in. This is also the same explanation for the previous part, except it's on the right side. Last but not the least, we have the outer join. This one is like throwing a huge SQL extravaganza where everyone's invited. It retrieves all rows from multiple tables even if they don't have a match. It's like expanding your SQL horizons, including everyone in the fun. Now if you want to see a result based on the results of a query, giving you a fresh perspective on your data, that's where SQL View comes in. Here it is. And to select it and see the outcome, and if you want to make changes to the view, Alter View comes into play. It allows you to modify the definition of the view. It's like reshaping reality to fit your vision. And to select it, and to drop the view, and for the truncate command, it's like hitting the reset button on a table. This command removes all data from a table, giving you a clean slate. And for the drop table once again, oops, I accidentally executed it multiple times. And for the alter table, adding in an extra column to the guest table. And finally, we have the alter table for like a different code, which only works for the MS SQL server. And there you have it.